Now, Boom, I'm actually going to ask you, do you remember the composite tower for the slowing tower?
Which one?
I have Poison Tower. Oh no, I've got it. It's Darkness, Earth, and Water. Right, that's fantastic.
Well, there's two. There's one that upgrades from the missile tower, which is probably the better one. And there's also one that does a little bit more AOE damage instead of specific damage.
Yeah, well, I'm focusing on Muck Tower. The Muck Tower is the kind of higher damage, slow in a 6 AOE radius rather than the 10 AOE no damage.
Correct.
I've also just brought out my first Trickery Tower, and I'm just going to wait for a little bit more of a mineral advantage before I do anything else just now.
You say Trickery Tower?
Yes, Trickery Tower. I'm obviously also going Hail Towers. The end level DPS is insane with them, so just to make the game a little bit easier for melee level, it's always nice. Everything's still dying very, very comfortably for me just around this middle area. Nothing getting too far. There's my Trickery Tower has actually spawned a Radius Tower for me, so that is goodbye, Mr. Bad Guys. That is that wave over for me again.
Now, Steve, of course, this game we haven't seen really anything of one of the popular elements of this game, which is, of course, selling everything before interest hits.
I was hoping we didn't have to talk about this, but yes, it is. It is a very, very, very popular thing to do. What a lot of people do is build an absolute, I don't know if I can say it, but an absolute shit ton of like cannons and such, of like individual damaging cannons, and then just before the interest hits, as you can see here, it says wave 53, with 55 interest counting down. Before that ticks, you sell all your towers. You get a lot of minerals, and then you just make them again. In my opinion, I hate it. I really, really hate it. I can do it, but I think that personally, I can actually gain the advantage over these people just by playing the game properly. So there you go. My next element is actually going to be the next Darkness. So this is level 2 Darkness. It will just get absolutely fluffed. I've actually not set myself this busy. I do apologise.
That's me with 3 Hail Towers coming up. Yep, 3 Hail Towers, 5 Light Towers. Wow, that's still a Light Tower and amplified. As well as 2 Trickery Towers to hopefully get a couple more Hail Towers. There's one. Oh, yeah. And it would be on coming up, I believe, is going to be Light Water.
Please ignore that police noise. That was actually the police coming to get me. No, I'm a stealer. Well, what I've done is actually a bit early for when I usually do it. However, what I've done is placed a Muck Tower and an Erosion Tower. The Erosion Tower it does small damage, but increases damage taken by 10%. And does 33 damage per second. The Muck Tower is 150 damage in 6 radius, but also slows everything. And as you can see, they really do hound everything. Just from that first corner, and then when they get round to it, they've still got the debuffs ticking, which is acid, the speed reduction, along with that damage increase, which you'll see kicking in. There we go. They just melt under the sun.
And that's me calling out I've done my second Darkness. I have one. I'm able to build a periodic tower of elements, of course, because that's what I want in game. And I'm going to go ahead, and I should have just enough to go ahead and spec into Comet Towers, and as well as get my Essence up to have more periodic tower of elements.
We are seeing Schnitzy now going into a Money Tower. an interesting tactic. Maybe he's really trying to get the money advantage over us, which he seems to be doing, and he's actually overtaking you in the net worth right now. This could be someone that, if specking right, could do very, very well late game.
Well, I'm wondering, Steve, what does that tower actually do? Is it a tower in and of itself that gets more money when it makes a kill, or?
It is, yeah. It's a medium range, very high damage tower. But however, it's a very slow tower. But every kill it actually gets 50% more bounty.
Well, I will say it has 38 damage, and a Psy Storm has erupted on his map for some reason.
That Psy Storm is from the Ion Tower. Basically, you can actually control these Ion Storms, and as you can see, they do small amounts of damage. So if you have more than one, and you can actually place it in a long line, they're relatively cheap. He is losing lives, however.
Good for him.
He is losing lives, but that Perpetual Tower with 49 kills is really keeping him alive just now. The Ice Tower, along with the Grenade Towers that he's not actually upgraded, is starting to cause him a little bit of problems. This is an Earth, and I've got Nature Grenade Towers, so I'm happy with that. We're seeing high damage from the things like Cannon Towers on my side as well, which is always a nice thing to see. I might just upgrade to the next. Actually, I'm going to do that. I'm upgrading my second Erosion Tower and Muck Tower. That means I've got a massive slow that my Earth Light Towers can really take down some heavy damage here. That's another 2,000 points gone for me. However, it does mean the enemies are definitely dying. And that Trickery Tower is still spawning those Radius Towers. That is mean. That is extremely mean. So they are getting extremely far for Schnitzel now. There's at least 10 alive. Probably going to go down to 6. His laser tower. Just one life lost. That is
I'm going
luck.
I'm going to pull a prediction and say that here around possibly level wave 40, well, we're at 40, so maybe 42, 43, I'd really expect to see him have a lot of problems. And he did not change that Ion Storm over, which is very, there he goes. Letting things get a little bit through. I would definitely have said go for more. At least, that's some more gas. Of course, they're getting a little bit farther than I'd like. Of course, I've got a decent amount of reserve, so I'm going to go ahead and grab yet another Hail Tower.
This is me pulling out the next Fire Guardian, just to get it killed before it actually increases in power. As you can see, between the first and the second late levels, they do have a ridiculous amount of health late game. I still don't have any Hail Towers, but my Radius Towers are really kicking damage. I'm quite worried about the fact that if people actually start getting past me, I don't have the composite damage to do high amounts of damage. But the use of the Erosion and the Muck Towers, just placed systematically down my base, really do help me do the amount of damage that I need to do. And this one singular Darkness Tower I've got, I'm actually going to upgrade to a Trickery Tower right now, and then see how we do. Hopefully we're spawning Radius Towers, and we are! Hello, buddy! So yeah, these guys aren't going very far, although they are Water Composite, taking 200% from Darkness. Those Radius Tower spins just chew them up. Radius, as you know, well, I might not have said this, but they are Darkness centered, and Water takes reduced damage from, actually increased damage from Darkness. My bad. And that is that wave over for me. They are doing nothing. However, I believe we are finding Schnitzy is in a lot of trouble now. A lot of trouble. I mean, there's units getting past with almost full health. And that Psy Storm isn't doing enough. And he's at 23 lives, 21. That's going to plummet down.
Up, going around 10. He's good for another round, I think. But
yeah, he is. But he has to work his Bahuti off to get anywhere near that level that we're at.
I will say, very good on the leaderboards yourself, sir, with your high net worth, your high minerals.
Thank you very much. That is me just peaking over 12,000 with my injection of 2 hail towers on top of the 2 radius towers and the 2 erosion, 2 muck tower. I like this tactic a lot. It just, you know, essential damage going round. Everything's getting slowed. Everything's getting damage amplifying effect. And these 2 hail towers are just taking these darkness with all the light damage they do to school.
Did you understand that?
It's looking very nice. However, you are sitting very, very comfortably now on 8 hail towers. That is insane, Boom. Insane.
Indeed.
However,
it's going to be 9 now.
I am noticing the lack of grenade towers you have at the bottom here. There is nothing there for you.
They haven't been needed.
Interesting tactic.
Like I said, I like to keep the creeps. Though of course this is Torrens, so I will actually be going to place those towers at this very moment.
I think it is a wise one. You know, Torrens. Well, this is one of the 2 rounds. This and the Grim Reaper round. They are extreme. I think that's all that needs to be said. The damage they can carry is insane. And even as you can see with my 10% increased damage and 10% reduction in speed, this is doing nothing to them. This is going to be very, very late kills for me here. I think what I'm going to have to do
is... They're getting quite a long way of myself, Steve. I'm not happy. Even with 9 hail towers.
Yeah, they are immaculately strong.
Though they will die, but... Oh, maybe 1.
I'm losing.
He's down.
I believe I'm losing 2 here.
That's the round.
Nope,
no doubt.
3. And Snizzle is out. I think, is he? He has survived on 1 life. 1 life. Where's the justice?
Well, all I know is hopefully, and we haven't really talked about it, but of course there is an XP bar. Steve, I believe you're sitting at level 4 now?
I am level 3 actually. I am halfway to level 4 now.
I am, of course, still pretty high into level -0. Or level 0 as it were.
I think it is just 0, yeah.
And of course, you know, hopefully at the end of this game I'll be level 1. I'd be very happy about that. That will open me the way to get level 2 and get my my builder.
Well, Snitsy has just went laser power mad and has actually done pretty well. Now this is the test here. This is a composite of which it takes 90% damage from all 6 elements. All my towers are elemental. I believe you actually have some non-elemental towers.
I'm making that right now.
Okay. Well, you know, it's as you can see, they are getting further than they normally do, even on my map as well. But I'm not losing lives. Just now, anyway. I'm still on 32. Boom, you've got the advantage when you're still on 50.
Did you understand that?
I hope that's really okay on the late game. I would assume you'd be sneaking into some professional towers.
I am going to do what I did last game and aim for 3.
The really nice thing about that is it's not really that bad to wait this game. As you add towers, it's really good game to play. You really can't, and you really need to be play. I mean, I've got 10 hail towers, and I'm not able to control where the kill zone is. That's my first combo tower going up. But yeah, I mean, you really need to know where that kill zone is. You're able to put those professional towers where they don't get gain you live. And oh, I love to see that Comet Tower roar.
I must admit, jealousy is not my favourite colour.
You have some toast for all that jelly there.
I don't. However, I am still killing these units before they cause me life, so I'm doing okay.